He abandoned his wife for another woman. But after one night at the river, he became something no man should ever become. In a quiet village beside a wide, slow-moving river, there once lived a woman named Zainabu and her husband, Sadiq. Their village was known for its palm trees, red soil, and peaceful evenings when elders gathered to tell stories under the moonlight. People lived simple lives, farming, fishing, and trading at the local market. Zainabu and Sadiq had been married for 7 years. At first, their home was full of laughter. They shared meals, they worked together, they prayed together, they dreamed together. But as time passed, something began to change. Sadiq started spending more time away from home. Some days, he would leave early in the morning and return late at night. When Zainabu asked where he went, he would answer carelessly, "Just walking around," he said, "talking with friends," he said, "looking for business," he said, but his voice no longer carried warmth, his eyes no longer showed kindness, and his heart slowly drifted away. Zainabu noticed that he stopped bringing food home, he stopped helping in the farm, he stopped listening to her worries. Instead, he began to waste money, ignore advice, and disrespect his wife. Many nights, Zainabu sat alone, staring at the small oil lamp, wondering what she had done wrong. She never raised her voice, she never insulted him, she never complained to others, she only prayed silently. "God of my ancestors," she whispered, "guide my husband back to me." But things grew worse. One afternoon, Zainabu went to the market and saw something that broke her heart. She saw Sadiq laughing with another woman. They were holding hands, they were buying food together, they were smiling as if they were married. Zainabu stood behind a tree, shaking, tears filled her eyes. She returned home quietly and said nothing. That night, she could not sleep, her heart felt heavy, her mind was restless. Days later, Sadiq came home and announced, "I am going on a journey. I will be away for some time." "How long?" Zainabu asked gently. "I don't know," he replied. He packed his bag and left without looking back. Weeks passed, no message, no visit, no support. Zainabu struggled alone. She farmed, she cooked, she fetched water, she sold little goods to survive. One evening, an old woman visited her house. The woman was called Mama Doya. She was known in the village as a wise herbalist and spiritual guide. Her hair was white, her back was bent. Her eyes were deep like the river. She looked at Zainabu and said, "My daughter, your spirit is tired." Zainabu burst into tears. She told Mama Doya everything, about her husband, about his neglect, about her pain, about her loneliness. Mama Doya listened quietly. Then she said, "Love is powerful, but respect is stronger. When a person forgets both, consequences follow." Zainabu asked softly, "Can my marriage be saved?" Mama Doya remained silent for a while. Then she said, "There is a river spirit that watches over this land. It rewards loyalty and punishes betrayal. But its power must be used carefully." Zainabu hesitated. "I don't want harm," she said. "I only want my husband to remember who he is." Mama Doya nodded, then listened carefully. She gave Zainabu a small calabash filled with clear water and herbs. On the night of the full moon, she said, "Go to the river, call your husband's name 3 times, pour this water into the river, speak only the truth in your heart." Zainabu thanked her. She waited patiently. When the full moon arrived, the river shone like silver. Zainabu dressed in white cloth, she walked quietly to the riverbank. The night was calm, crickets sang, the wind whispered. She stood by the water and said, "Sadiq. Sadiq. Sadiq." Her voice trembled, then she poured the water into the river. With tears, she spoke, "My husband has forgotten love, he has forgotten loyalty, he has forgotten his home. If his heart has become cold, let his body reflect it. If he has become heartless, let him learn humility." The river began to move strangely, small waves appeared, the water bubbled. Zainabu became afraid and ran home. Far away, Sadiq was traveling near another river. He had been living carelessly, enjoying attention and praise. That night, he decided to wash his face in the river. As he bent down, he felt dizzy, his body grew heavy, his skin became rough, his hands changed. his feet disappeared. Before he could shout, he fell into the water. He had turned into a crocodile. From that day, villagers noticed a new crocodile near their river. It stayed close to Zainabu's house. It never attacked anyone. It only watched silently. Sometimes, at night, people heard strange crying sounds from the water. Zainabu soon realized the truth. One evening, she went to the river and whispered, "Sadiq, is that you?" The crocodile slowly lifted its head. Tears flowed from its eyes. Zainabu fell to her knees. "My husband," she cried, "I never wanted this." The crocodile tried to speak but could not. Only soft sounds came out. Zainabu ran to Mama Doya. She begged for help. Mama Doya sighed. "Every action has weight," she said, "but love can still heal." She gave Zainabu another mixture. "For 7 nights," she said, "go to the river, sing your wedding song, feed him with your own hands, show him forgiveness." Zainabu obeyed. Every night, she went to the river. She sang softly. She brought food. She spoke kind words. "Remember our first day. Remember our laughter. Remember our prayers." The crocodile listened. Slowly, its eyes softened. Its movements changed. On the 7th night, as Zainabu finished singing, the river glowed again. Mist covered the water. When it cleared, Sadiq was standing before her. He was human again, weak, thin, ashamed. He fell to the ground. Ashamed, he fell to the ground. "My wife," he cried, "I was blind. I was proud. I forgot my blessings. Forgive me." Zainabu lifted him. "I forgive you," she said, "but never forget this lesson." They returned home together. Sadiq changed completely. He became responsible. He worked hard. He respected his wife. He avoided bad company. He shared his story openly to warn others. Years later, their home became known as a place of peace, and elders would say, "Remember Sadiq, who became a crocodile, so that he could become a better man." Love must be protected. Respect must be maintained. Betrayal has consequences. Forgiveness has power. And true change comes from the heart.